Plastic, an invention of the 19th century, has now hijacked every aspect of human life. Due to its peculiar properties like inertness, durability, and affordability, it has found its application everywhere from industries to everyday packaging. But by the end of 19th century, we started realizing the consequences. We were only focused on its production and consumption, but were not much aware of its end of life management. And now a boon has become a bane. It is plastic everywhere. Statistics assume that if the present trend continues by 2050, there will be more plastic than fishes in the ocean. Plastic waste has become a menace. It has marked its presence in every part of the environment. Its severity were brought in front of us when we saw birds and marine animals feed on them unknowingly or mistaking them to be food. Their helpless faces reflect our mindless deeds to the environment. Now, what actually happens to these plastics? Do they remain as such? No. These plastics reaching the environment break down into tiny particles of size less than 5 millimeter, that is, less than the size of a pencil nib. And then these are known as microplastics. Now, two ways these tiny microplastics reach the environment. First category is primary microplastics. These are the ones that directly reach the environment from the sources like personal care products. Personal care products like face washes, face scrubs, body washes, body scrubs, and then from textile laundering using washing machines, and from vehicle tires as tire wear particles, etc. The second category is secondary microplastics. These are formed by the breakdown of larger plastics, especially the mismanaged plastic waste by the action of wind, water, sunlight, etc. That is physiochemical factors. Those larger plastic waste we see around us are actually the sources of secondary microplastics. They are formed into tiny plastic particles day by day. These tiny invisible threads have been identified from almost everywhere in the environment. They have been identified from the very pristine Arctic and Antarctic poles to even the human placenta. In the human body, scientists have identified them in our almost every organs like lungs, liver, kidney, blood-brain barrier, heart, and also from the blood, urine, and excreta. Now, is it the microplastics alone causing the problems? No. On these microplastics, to improve their functions and quality or to improve their properties, certain additives are added like phthalates, colorants, fillers, plasticizers, stabilizers, etc. And when these microplastics with these chemicals or additives already present in them, when they reach the environment, like an icing on the cake, other pollutants from the environment get absorbed onto them, like a icing on a cake. And these include DDTs, heavy metals, persistent organic pollutants, etc., making things even worse. So, what these additives and other adsorbed pollutants with the plastic can cause? These chemicals and pollutants will get accumulated in the body of organisms, and gradually, with time, these will cause bioaccumulation, that is, the accumulation of these chemicals in the body of these organisms. Also, another phenomena called biomagnification can also occur when these chemicals transfer across the food chain from the lower trophic level organisms to the higher ones. These sharp edged particles can cause gut blockages, injuries, and other physical damages in the body of these organisms. What we can do? We can definitely take actions against this. Being conscious of our choices, we can make a difference. We should choose sustainable alternatives to many of these single use plastic items. Sustainable alternatives like items made from sustainable sources like bamboo, wood, paper, jute, glass, cotton, etc. Also, we should be mindful of our lifestyle. We should practice minimalism and environmentally conscious actions like reusing our resources and reducing the unnecessary ones. A little effort and minimum actions like always carrying a cloth bag while shopping, taking your own coffee cups, always keeping a reusable container in your bag, using a washable napkin are some of the efforts that each of us can make. These small steps will actually make huge differences. Always remember that a plastic free planet is also our responsibility. Thank you for watching, and if you find this useful, please do subscribe, share, and like.